What's up, CALIVEGAN? This is Stefano, and welcome into another episode of the CALIVEGAN podcast. Today, I'm going to help vegan men build muscle with calisthenics, and I'm going to do it through some of the questions that actually came up in my Instagram, Stefano Vegan Calisthenics, and conversations and comments and anything, polls on my stories. So I'm actually going to answer directly what are your problems and struggles when it comes to build muscles as a vegan with calisthenics. As always, I'm doing this as I work out. So let's do first set, setting my timer to 4 minutes rest. So why so long? Well, because my first exercise is always focusing on strength. So I don't care about being fatigued. I care about being fresh, so I can really do as many reps as possible at high difficulty. All right. If you were expecting more than 3 reps, you were wrong. So medium plus small plus super small band, 1 arm assisted pull-ups, 3 reps. All right, so let's get to it. I got my fancy notes here. So I want to build muscle, and what this guy is doing at home, he is doing dumbbells, doing push-ups for chest and triceps, and is doing some crunches. He was also training. I didn't do my right arm. Let's go back to it after. All right, so he's training 4 to 5 times per week. He's using dumbbells, and he's doing push-ups for chest and triceps, and he's doing some crunches. Now, absolutely nothing wrong with using dumbbells, with doing push-ups, or doing crunches. The problem here is, and I had this experience with one of my clients as well, that he had some dumbbells at home, and he wanted to build muscle, and he was fixated to the exercises that he was doing. I'm doing rows, right, for the back. I'm doing bicep curls for the biceps, and this guy's doing push-ups for the chest and for the triceps. Now there is a problem with that, and I feel like there is the bodybuilding movement is making people think sometimes, confusing intentionally or not, that what's important in order to grow a muscle is how you target it and what is the exercise that you're doing, upper chest, lower set, this inclination, this grip, and blah blah blah. But the reality is that for increasing the size of a muscle and getting stronger has to be a progression. So I don't care if you're doing push-ups, but if nothing changes, if the number of repetition is the same, if the type of push-ups is the same, or even if you're just going over the 15 or 20 repetitions mark with an exercise, you're not progressing the right way. You need to get stronger and stronger over time. So push-ups are okay until you get this 15 repetitions, which is already a very high rep goal. I usually stay within 8-10 repetitions. Once you get there, you want to make the exercise more difficult. For push-ups, you can, for example, add some weight, Maybe you can even improve the technique, slowing down the tempo, making sure you go all the way up, all the way down. All right. But that's what you need. It's not about the exercise that you're doing and if you are or not targeting the muscle. It's rather choosing the exercises that do target those muscles, but making a progression over time. If you do that, you are on the right path to build muscle. Right, second set. I was expecting to be able to do 4 repetitions, to be honest, but it doesn't feel like I'm going to be able to do it. Anyway, last week I did only 2 sets with these bands, so at least we're going to try to increase the number of sets this week. Always your weaker limb first when you're doing unilateral exercises. In my case, left. All right, that was a good 4. Whew. Yay, 4. All right, so I try to keep 3 sets and just go for 4 repetitions next set as well. All right, so next one. Number 1 struggle is creating a workout plan that makes sense, knowing the number of sets and when to progress the intensity. So going towards a more advanced calisthenics exercise or increasing the weight. That's a great question, because I would like more people to ask me this question when they struggle to build muscle. Because usually what I get is, I'm not getting enough calories, I'm not getting enough protein. I struggle to build muscle as a vegan, putting a lot of emphasis in the diet, when in reality those are the things that you want to get right. Sets, reps, selection of exercises, and having a method to progress over time that makes sense and that gives you clarity. So to answer this question in a simple way, so what you need in order to build muscle and strength is at least 10 sets per muscle group per week. That's not a lot, right? Like you probably, if you're following any workout plan, you're probably doing more than that. But in fact, that's kind of the minimum. Science and studies shows that the more you do, the more results you will get, the quicker results you will get, right? So, but we don't always want to focus on the top and the optimizations, right? So what's important for me is progress. So I would say that, yes, 10 sets per week per muscle group, they are going to be enough. I would go up to 15 just to make sure that you're not, under training and not making progress over time. But, a way of knowing if your workout plan makes sense and you do have enough stimulus is if you are actually able to add 1 rep, add 1 set week after week, right? Because if not, then there is some problem, because a good training plan, good stimulus will allow you to make progress mostly every week. Of course, you're not going to be always 100%, but mostly every week you should be able to progress. Okay, so when it comes to, there are many ways to organize a workout. I'm going to tell you what's working for me and how I coach my clients. So I coach them in a push, pull, legs and upper body split. So 4 workouts per week, 3 to 4 exercises per workout. As you can see, not many, all right? 3 to 5 sets each exercise, and 3 to 5 sets means it's just, it doesn't go with the feeling. So I don't want you to be like, all right, this week I've done 5 sets, next week I do less because I feel weaker. No. I want you to use the 3 to 5 sets as a way of progressing over time. Oh, yeah. Now we drop it to 3 minutes rest. Yes, that was good. That was definitely very good. So you're going to use 3 to 5 minutes rests. You're going to use 3 to 5 sets as a way of progressing over time. So if you, for example, cannot add weight, you cannot add reps directly to an exercise, what I usually actually do is going from 3 to 5 sets first, keeping the same amount of reps. And then once I can do that, usually I am able to do an extra repetition for 3 sets. And then I repeat it again. All right, so sets wise, I would stay always around the 3 to 5 sets. I also feel like it doesn't make much sense to go beyond the 5. It really depends, actually. It really depends. I was going to say it doesn't make sense because you might be, just too fatigued to do the same thing for an extra set, and you probably had to, start very easy in order to get to that 6th or 7th set. And maybe it's true, but it also depends from how you are structuring your workout. So that's one thing. When it comes to the repetitions, here's the thing: like any rep range, it's good to build muscle and strength as long as you're actually making progress over time. All right. So now you can obviously, if you train very low volume and higher intensity, you're going to be more strength, less muscles. Okay. Keep in mind that you don't build muscle without getting stronger, and you don't get stronger without building muscle, right? It's just a different balance that the two have, but they are strictly related. Okay, so you can really find your own way of training with the rep ranges. What I suggest is that you have a balance between the two, between strength and hypertrophy. So between low repetitions and higher repetitions. To do this, though, you always have to put the low repetitions and high intensity at the beginning of your workout, because it doesn't make sense if you do it after. So like I'm doing right now, right? I started with 1 arm pull up, 3 reps, hard sets, high intensity, and now I'm going to go into front lever raises into 1 leg front lever for 6 to 8 repetitions. Okay, so again, a good way to go is 3 to 6 repetitions for your first exercise, and then the following one, anything above 6, right? Maybe your second exercise is 6 to 8, your third one perhaps the same, and if you're adding a fourth, this is where you really want to drop the intensity and focusing more on the volume and the number of repetitions that you're doing. Let's say you do push-ups and you do 3 to 5 sets of 8 to 15 reps, or even 20 reps. Okay, so remember that when it comes to strength, like 25 repetitions, it is still in the strength stimulus, even though it's closer. It's getting closer to strength endurance. Oh, so I'm gonna add something to this, because this is 6 repetitions, but in reality it's more reps, because there is a lot of time under tension that I'm adding, right? There is a 2-second hold that's kind of adding 1 rep, right? So I'm definitely doing more than 6 repetitions. I think so. These are the basics, right? So make sure you do at least 10 sets. So a workout plan that makes sense in order to build muscle, for me, has at least 15 sets per muscle group per week. I would prefer you hitting muscle group twice per week, but if that's not possible, push-pull legs is going to get you results. Then you want to have a mixture in the rep range between strength and hypertrophy within your workout. 3 to 5 sets per exercise, and then having 3 to 6 repetitions for the strength, the strength work, and anything between 6 and 12, or even 15 if you like, for the hypertrophy and muscle building stimulus. 3-4 exercises per workout per muscle group are going to be fine. You don't have to do many different exercises, target the muscle differently. I like to keep it simple, focusing on the most important compound exercises and progress over time. And then the other important thing is that you have a method to progress over time and forever. All right, so you always progress, you always add a set, a rep, increase the intensity of that exercise each and every week. And remember, it doesn't have to change the whole workout, right? Even if you add 1 rep in that workout and everything remains the same, you are on the right path to progress in strength and building muscle. That's all it matters. But if you are just working out and kind of feeling the burn while you're doing curls, and then you do push-ups and you rest only 30 seconds, stuff like that, you're probably just staying fit, which is great, but you're not making progress over time. And I should also add this thing then, resting time are very important if you want to build strength. You're not going to progress with 30 seconds rest. That's why HIIT workouts don't help you build muscle. Same thing with CrossFit most of the time, especially if you don't do specific work for strength and muscle building beside your circuits. You're probably stuck at the same weight. Okay, so if you want to progress in strength, which is, as I said before, strictly related to building muscle, you need to rest at least 90 seconds between sets. Okay, and you can play with the resting times. I'm not strict with them. If you feel like you can rest less, do so. If you feel like maybe resting 30 seconds more is going to allow you to add that extra rep, you can do that as well. So we got 6 and 6. All right, 6, 6. Last week, 4 sets of 6. All right. This is another common one, and I have a lot of answers for this. I'm very busy with work and girlfriend, and I don't have time to work out. And I even had someone else that told me, I think I need to do more. I need more time to work out. I need to just invest more time working out, and I don't have it right now. So I asked him, so what are you doing right now? How many times per week you're working out, for how long? And he's like, well, yeah, almost every day for 1 hour and a half. So if that's you, the problem is you need to do better in the time that you're spending, because if you're working out that much and you're not getting results, the reason is not time. The reason is because you have to optimize things. All right, because working out more is great, but don't get confused. Like, strength training is not like ultra marathon, right? It's not like the more you do, the better it is. Strength training needs to be a thought way of optimizing volume and intensity, and usually this can be done in 1 hour. Everything else is kind of extra and accessory. Okay, so this is first thing. Like, there's people out there that think that you have to invest hours and hours into training to get results. That's not the case. My workouts when I do the podcast, and you probably know, they're less than 1 hour, including the warm up, mobility, and some handstand, is going to come down to 1 hour workouts. My leg workouts are the same too. They are 1 hour, and then we have the upper body workout, which is a little bit longer because I add isolation exercises for my arms and shoulders, so bicep, triceps, and also I do abs that day. They usually don't do. So actually, I don't. I usually feel like that's more than 1 hour, but I think it's not even more than 1 hour when I do my Friday workouts. Oh, yeah. Right, so that's one thing. So, don't think that you need hours and hours per day to work out in order to get some results. You don't, especially if you're a beginner. The other thing is priorities. All right, so if you never really give priority to a workout plan and never really said, okay, I'm gonna do this, I'm going to dedicate time to fitness, you are probably a grown man that has a busy day. That's normal. It's actually normal that you don't have time because you made your day full of things that you do. Absolutely fine, but if, and this is true for everyone, right? So if some of you really feel like that you don't have time to work out, I feel you, understand you, and I believe you. But truly, most people, if they truly want to take care of their health and improve their life through fitness and through training, they can do it. They can absolutely do it. All right. You just need to give your fitness goals priority and find a way to put them in your life. I for example, this is something that I've never done it and I don't know how people do it. But when I was in London, especially, I would see so many people, and I was working as a personal trainer. There's so many people that would wake up so early in the morning to do their workout at 6 a.m. before going to work. Like, that's commitment. You can do that. I know people that wake up at 5 a.m. and do the workout, 5:30 at home before going to work out. So if you want it, it's fine that you don't have time right now, but understand that you never really thought about, okay, I want to do this. How can I change my day so I can fit the workouts in, right? On the other side, you're probably wasting time right now watching this video, right? So you're wasting time on Instagram. Of course, you're not wasting time here. You're learning how to actually improve through listening to me. So good job. You're not just watching girls twerking on TikTok, but you're actually trying to learn something. But at the same time, social media, Netflix, you're probably wasting some time somewhere. Maybe even with people and friends, which is obviously very important to have friends, but you don't have to spend all the time with them during the week. Monday to Friday is to work. Monday to Friday is for important things. Your fitness and health, deserve to be prioritized, deserve that you dedicate time to it, and you take away some of the other things. I always try to kind of hold it to the max there, but I get like very, very close to failure, and I'm going to end up covering this excuse that you don't have time with some stories. First one is my story. Yes, right now I have more time to train, take care of my fitness, but because I have decided to do so. My whole life, for me, training was important. And even when I was a bartender, working sometimes 6 days per week, often more than 50 hours per week, actually usually it was 55 hours, sometimes more than that, I would find time to wake up in the morning, 11 a.m. and I would finish work sometime 2 a.m. Wake up 11 a.m., go to the gym, go to work. I just decided not to have any kind of free time before going to work. Maybe some of you, they take time to make breakfast and stuff. I would wake up, go to the gym, go to work, have breakfast later. Okay, so this is an example. And then over time, I realized that, yes, providing for yourself, being independent is important, and having a job. But at the same time, I realized that I didn't want to live my life like that. I didn't want the system and just working take over my life. I started thinking that, taking care of myself with training is more important than arriving in time at work and doing extra hours in the evening because they don't have enough stuff or they just enslave you, giving you extra work all the time. And I started to change job. I started to work part-time instead of full-time because I wanted to self-develop. And eventually I found out that the best choice for me was to be a coach, a personal trainer, right? So you can change your routine, or you can also change completely your life in order to prioritize yourself more instead of just following the grind and what the system presents you as the right thing to do. I think, yeah, going back to the example of the sets, I think I'm going to add a 5th set to this exercise because I didn't change, I didn't increase the repetitions. So, yeah. By the way, I have 10 minutes left in the recording, so need to hurry up. Actually, yes, let's make it. I'm just going to do a max hold. Whew. Just to add some extra volume. So this is my story. When it comes to time, I wanted to add another story, which is the story of my new kickboxing coach, because he has been a world champion in kickboxing, right? And and you would think that this guy was fully dedicated all day to training, but he wasn't. He was a builder. And he was also partying while he was training for a kickboxing in a period, and became a world champion. But still, after work, after being all day standing, lifting things and building buildings, he would go to train. So see, it's up to you. If you really want it, you can do it. It's all about, if you think you need more fitness into your life, and that's actually what's going to make you happier. And I would like to do a coach, because it happens with one of my clients. We started and then he gave up. He started to say, this is too much for me. So I was like, and I don't, I'm not really the coach that gives you some random workout. If you work with me, it's because you actually want to get results, get stronger, build muscle, not just being overall fit. Because you can do that with YouTube workouts and HIIT workouts and go to the gym and participate to some classes. I give you a personalized approach to get stronger and build muscle as a vegan. And if you're actually interested in that, go to my Instagram, Stefano Vegan Calisthenics, send me a DM saying CALIVEGAN, and we'll talk about your goals, your struggles, and I'll explain you how would it look like to work together. Back to my client, he came back to me. I was like, listen, man, I went to him. I was like, listen, man, like, what do you want to do? Tell me how much you want to work out. Even tell me the exercises that you like, because I don't want you paid me, and I don't want you just do nothing. I want you to do something. So just tell me what you want to do, and I'll help you I'll give you some tips around what you want to do. And he told me, I want to work out 2 times per week for 30 minutes. And I was a little shocked, and I told him, Oh, that was very strong. I think I've done two fewer reps last week. So I told him, man, I'm shocked. What about your goals? You wanted to build muscle, you wanted to look better, to be more attractive to girls. You didn't want to be an example of a weak vegan because it didn't make you feel good. And now you're telling me you want to work out two times per week for 30 minutes? Like, what's going on? And he realized that he needed to make it more of a priority, because these goals were important to it. So I'm not judging you if you're happy being overall fit. If you like to be a skinny man, maybe you just focus more on other things rather than building muscle. That's absolutely fine. But if instead you're lacking confidence, you're sad in life because you don't have a direction, and you know that strength training, it's going to improve those things, then I will tell you, you're being weak. You're not doing the right things for yourself. You need to man up. You need to get responsibilities for, the way you feel and where you are at in life and where you want to go, and take action. We only have 3 minutes left in the recording because I don't have space in my camera, guys. So I'm going to finish the workout without you, but thank you for listening. Just drop a like if you're on YouTube, comment for the algorithm, and subscribe. Let me know what do you want me to talk about in the next episodes, and let's fit the next set before the recording stops. Oh, 12 again, that was nice. So all I'm going to do is one more set of 12. I feel like I can do it. And then my last set is just a way of increasing volume and bringing muscle to failure, where I will just take off the weighted vest and do bodyweight chin-ups. Thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next one.